Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by saying something we all know, but sometimes need to be reminded of. Life can get complicated. We get caught up in the busyness of our days, overwhelmed by the expectations of the world, the pressures of our responsibilities, and the never-ending noise that surrounds us. And before we know it, we're running around trying to manage everything: our careers, our relationships, our health, our goals, trying to juggle it all and make sense of it. It's exhausting, isn't it? But what if I told you that it doesn't have to be this way? What if I told you that there is a way to live that doesn't feel like you're constantly sprinting on a treadmill? A way of being that is rooted in peace and clarity and joy, a way to make life simple. Now, I know that sounds like a big promise, and some of you might be thinking, well, that's easy for you to say. But I want to assure you that this isn't about living a life free from challenges or hardships. Life will always have its ups and downs. What I'm talking about is a mindset, a shift in perspective, a way of approaching life that allows you to strip away the unnecessary and focus on what really matters. Simplicity is not about having less, it's about making room for more of what truly nourishes your soul. It's about creating space for the things that align with your heart, your purpose, and your values. When we talk about making life simple, we're talking about finding clarity in a world that constantly tries to pull us in 1,000 different directions. One of the biggest barriers to simplicity is the idea that we have to do it all, be it all, and have it all. Society tells us that we need to chase after more and more success, more money, more achievements, more things. And while there's nothing wrong with ambition, the pursuit of more can often leave us feeling empty if we're not careful. We fill our schedules, our homes, our minds with things that don't really serve us, all in the name of keeping up, fitting in, or feeling like we're enough. But the truth is, you are already enough, right here, right now, just as you are. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to earn your worth through busyness or through accumulating more stuff. What if, instead of constantly striving for more, you focused on simplifying? What if you gave yourself permission to slow down, to breathe, to reconnect with what truly brings you joy? That's where the magic happens. When we simplify, we create room for the things that matter most. We declutter not just our physical spaces, but our mental and emotional spaces as well. Think about it. How much time and energy do we waste worrying about things that don't actually matter? How often do we let fear, doubt, and comparison consume our thoughts? The first step in making life simple is learning to let go of the things that no longer serve you. Letting go isn't always easy. We get attached to things, to people, to habits, to expectations. But the more we hold on to things that weigh us down, the harder it becomes to move forward. Making life simple is about recognizing what's essential and releasing the rest. It's about trusting that when you let go of the things that are not aligned with your highest good, you make space for the things that are. This process of simplifying is different for everyone. For some, it might mean decluttering their physical space, letting go of the material possessions that no longer bring joy or serve a purpose. For others, it might mean simplifying their schedules, learning to say no to the things that drain their energy, and yes to the things that bring fulfillment. And for many of us, it means simplifying our thoughts, learning to quiet the inner critic, the endless to-do lists, the constant barrage of shoulds and what-ifs that keep us in a state of stress and anxiety. It's important to remember that simplicity is not a destination, it's a practice. It's something we have to choose daily. We live in a world that thrives on complexity, that glorifies being busy, that equates success with how much you can do, how fast you can do it, and how much you can accumulate along the way. But what I've learned, and what I hope you take away from today, is that true success, true fulfillment, comes from living a life that is in alignment with who you truly are, not what the world expects you to be. We've all heard the phrase, less is more, and it's a cliche for a reason. When we strip away the excess, the noise, the distractions, we find that we actually have more peace, more clarity, more time, more joy. Simplicity creates room for the things that truly matter: love, connection, purpose, presence. And isn't that what we're all really seeking? One of the most powerful ways to simplify your life is by being fully present in the moment. How often are we really here in the now? So many of us spend our days either worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. And in doing so, we miss the beauty of what's right in front of us. When you choose to be present, you are choosing to simplify. You're saying, I'm not going to let the worries of tomorrow or the regrets of yesterday steal the joy of today. Presence is a gift, and it's one that we often overlook in our rush to do more, be more, and have more. But when you slow down, when you breathe deeply and fully engage with the moment you're in, life becomes so much simpler. You're not trying to live 10 steps ahead. You're not carrying the baggage of the past. You're just here now, and that's where true peace resides. Another key to making life simple is learning to listen to yourself. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with messages about who we should be, what we should want, and how we should live. But if you're always listening to the noise around you, you'll never hear the voice within you. Your intuition, your inner knowing, is your greatest guide. It will always lead you towards simplicity because it will always lead you toward what is true for you. So many of the complications in our lives come from trying to live according to someone else's script. We chase after things that aren't really meant for us. We try to fit ourselves into molds that don't reflect who we are. And we wonder why we feel so stressed, so disconnected, so out of alignment. The truth is, your life will become infinitely simpler when you start trusting yourself, when you start listening to that inner voice that knows what you need, what you want, and what you deserve. When you trust yourself, you stop looking for external validation. You stop trying to live up to other people's expectations or societal pressures, and you start living in alignment with your own truth. That's where simplicity lies. It's in the decision to be true to yourself, to follow your own path, to create a life that feels authentic and aligned with your values. It's also important to surround yourself with people who support your journey toward simplicity. We've all heard that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and there's truth in that. The energy you allow into your life will either complicate it or simplify it. Choose relationships that nourish your spirit, that uplift you, that bring you peace rather than chaos. Sometimes, in order to simplify our lives, we have to make tough choices about the people we allow into our inner circle. This doesn't mean cutting people off or burning bridges, but it does mean being mindful of the energy you're surrounding yourself with. Are the people in your life helping you grow, or are they draining your energy? Are they contributing to your peace, or are they adding to the noise and complexity? The relationships you nurture will either elevate you or pull you down, and simplifying your life means being intentional about who you allow to influence you. Another aspect of simplifying life is learning to let go of perfectionism. How many of us spend our days striving for some impossible standard of perfection? We want to be the perfect partner, the perfect parent, the perfect employee, the perfect friend. We want everything to look perfect on the outside, even if we're struggling on the inside. But the pursuit of perfection is one of the greatest thieves of joy and simplicity. When we chase after perfection, we're never satisfied. We're always looking for what's wrong, what's missing, what needs to be fixed. But life is not about being perfect. It's about being whole. It's about embracing your imperfections and realizing that they are what make you human, what make you real. When you let go of perfectionism, you give yourself permission to simply be. And in that space, you find peace. You find simplicity. So many of us carry around unnecessary stress because we're trying to be everything to everyone. We're trying to meet impossible standards, and in doing so, we complicate our lives. But what if you gave yourself permission to be enough just as you are? What if you stopped striving for perfection and started embracing the beauty of imperfection? That's where simplicity lies, in the acceptance of yourself, your life, your journey as it is. Making life simple doesn't mean that everything will always be easy. Life will still have its challenges, its moments of pain, its hardships. But when you choose to simplify, you approach those challenges with a different mindset. You don't allow them to overwhelm you or steal your joy. You see them for what they are: temporary, fleeting moments that do not define the entirety of.